sure we're still in tune. B flat. Note. Just a note. Tune to each other. Here we go. Ready. One more time. Ready. Make sure your phones are silent. 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 Make sure your phones are silent. Remember, play out. Okay, with a good tone, a big sound, nice full sound. All right, we're outside. We don't have that comfort of an enclosed room. All right, so layout. And remember, processional, Star Spangled Banner, Sea to Shining Sea, all in a row.
At this time, I'd like to take a moment and thank the members of the Wallingford Fire Department Local 1326 Color Guard for their participation in this evening's ceremonies. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's ceremony. I am the Lyman Hall High School principal, Joseph Corso. I have to read that because I forget and get nervous. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this year's 2019 graduation ceremony. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the dignitaries who will be sharing the stage with me this evening. From my right, Mr. Patrick Reynolds, member of the Wallingford Board of Education. Mrs. Kathy Castelli, member of the Board of Education. Ms. Roxanne McKay, member of the Wallingford Board of Education and our current chairwoman. Ms. Amy Holt, Lyman Hall Assistant Principal. Mr. Ken Daly, Lyman Hall Assistant Principal. Brian Behrens, our varsity scholar speaker. Alexis Rodriguez, our class treasurer. And Carly Jacobs, our class secretary. Mrs. Gina Morgensen, member of the Wallingford Town Council. Mrs. Vincent Cervoni, member of the Wallingford and chairman of the Wallingford Town Council. Mr. Chet Miller, to honor our students entering the military tonight. Dr. Sal Menzo, superintendent of schools. Ayesha Khan, our class vice president.
All right. If I'm being completely honest, similar to every important task or assignment I've had the distinct pleasure of encountering during my high school career, when it came to this speech, I of course did the inevitable. I procrastinated. You might be saying, oh wow, that's so irresponsible. And well, you're not wrong. But the truth is, when I started writing this piece, just one short week ago, I struggled greatly, which seems to be another theme of my high school experience. Specifically, I struggled with how exactly I wanted to tell the story of this graduating class, of us. I wanted to do this justice, and I think I've achieved this. So if you come to find you enjoyed this speech, my name is Eric Lipka, and if you don't, call me Kaylee Lipka. Anyways, I challenge you all, graduates, family, and loved ones alike, to consider a music ensemble. We have one here today with us, and no shade to the athletic department, but some may argue they're our best varsity sport. If you look at our band, you'll see a diverse wave of instruments: woodwinds, brass, percussion, and strings. Each instrument is unique in its own respect, possessing their own but distinctive color, shape, but most importantly, sound. With that, I ask that you all do me a favor and listen. To produce the beautiful harmonies you hear, strings that lie within the piano vibrate after being hit by a hammer. Like the piano, those who partake in our Ag Science program use their technical skills to create exemplary products. The program itself provides another dimension of educational opportunity to Lyman Hall High School students, a distinct feature of our school. In addition, like the 88 different keys of a piano, the Ag program brings in a diverse group of people from several surrounding towns that each contribute further to our vibrant and thriving community of intellectuals with their love of Ag. The trumpet is most notably known for its powerful sound and musical presence, holding a very prominent and important role in orchestras and bands, similar to those academic lions who belong to our own Lyman Hall community. These students are at the top of the pack, having obtained the highest GPAs and test scores through much devotion to their studies. Having been accepted into some of our nation's most prestigious universities, like Georgetown, they're often the pride of the school and lawyers and leaders of our generation, they have not only enriched our class with their academic prowess, but will continue to do so in their own communities as they move ahead on the journey through life. When amplification is used, the sound created by the guitar can not only be heard, but also felt, as the forceful vibrations can rattle one's insides. The guitar might be a good representation for our athletes. Like the guitar, they are strong and powerful figures, both physically and mentally, who are often the face of the school. But you'll never see them wearing a varsity jacket because, honey, that's a fashion disaster. Just saying. They're looked up to by their peers, and for good reason. Through winning seasons, conference and state titles, and broken school records, this class specifically has left its mark in the field of athletics, representing their school with pride. The only woodwind of their instruments that have played today, the saxophone is special in its own right. Like the sax, those belonging to our music, theater, and arts program are a distinct group themselves. Sharing their passion through their art form, they are perhaps one of the hardest working and tightest knit groups at Lyman Hall. Perhaps this is best seen during the infamous Hell Week, leading up to the musical. But if we're being completely honest, us athletes know every week is Hell Week. Nevertheless, whether performing at our football games, representing our school in national competition, or performing for the members of our community, they too contributed immensely to our school and class. All right. There we go. Do you guys want to play together? While the sounds of these individual instruments are wonderful in their own respect, their true beauty is revealed, not when played separately, but together. Like separate instruments in a musical ensemble, with their own distinctive and different sounds, all of you individual graduates are not only unique in your own way, but have the power to shape and impact your community, as the different but coinciding groups have done at Lyman Hall, allowing it to develop and flourish like the harmonies of these instruments do to the sound and structure of music and song. Back to the retro page. But the importance of this notion of individualism and diversity as the foundation of the community is not only central to the telling of our own Lyman Hall story, but to the story of this nation as well. Too often, whether from those around us or by those in positions of power, we are told to fear those who are different from us, who look different, speak different languages, or hold different beliefs. But my friends, we must remember that the opposite is true. Recently, I spoke with Dr. Menzo, and he characterized his graduating class as a diverse one, with several different backgrounds and stories. I could not agree more. Through our understanding and respect for and of one another, we have been able to learn from each other, gaining a deeper understanding and appreciation for others, both in our own community and beyond. Especially in a time where bitterness, division, and partisanship reign supreme, I encourage you all to respect our differences. Value that which makes both ourselves and others unique from the rest. Listen to different and opposing perspectives, and celebrate individuality in all its forms, so that we may bring unity through diversity. It is the duty of all of us, but especially to us graduates, to build bridges, cemented in tolerance and love, so that we may connect with others, while simultaneously tearing down the walls of ignorance and hate which work to divide us. This method has worked in the halls of our very own school. I've seen it, and I've no doubt that the culture and community we've created here at Lyman Hall, one where our differences are embraced, can and must be translated to the rest of the country. Like the instruments in a musical ensemble, we all possess our own sound. But when those same instruments play together, the true beauty of that sound is released for all to hear. So, as you move on to the next stage of your life, wondering, how can I contribute to and impact my community? The answer is quite simple. Be you.
All right, thank you, Eric. Our next speaker is Ayesha Khan, who has been selected to speak on behalf of the Varsity Scholars and is also the class vice president.
A wise man once told me that the role of parents and educators is to place children on a train in which the tracks are steady and that lead us to our aspirations. He told me that it is up to us to decide if we'll remain on the steady track or waver away from our final destination. 19 years ago, my parents decided to leave their home country, Pakistan, in hopes of placing my sister and me on the steady track of which I speak. They came to America with a few suitcases, high school diplomas, broken English, and no knowledge of what the future would hold. When I ask my parents today what drove them to emigrate, they say, "Isha, we came here so that you and your siblings would have a world full of opportunities. We came here so that you could achieve all the dreams and goals that you have set for yourself." My parents sacrificed being close to their families, being surrounded by a culture that they would call home, and obviously the delicious Pakistani food, to come to a country that would apparently set us on a path filled with opportunities. From them, I have learned the essence of the American dream. The American dream is the idea that anyone, regardless of where they were born or what class they were born into, can attain their own version of success in a society where upward mobility is possible for everyone. Although at times adapting to a new culture was difficult for my parents, they never lost sight of those straight train tracks. Growing up, my parents taught me that with the American dream comes a great amount of hard work, sacrifice, and resilience. Like many of us, when we were 5 years old, I had no interest in sitting in a kindergarten class full of screaming children and strict teachers. In fact, I avoided going to school so much that I would infamously pretend to have contracted a deadly disease, completely milking severe side effects with the hope that I wouldn't have to go. One day, however, as I was reluctantly heading to the school bus, my mom looked at me and said, "Isha, you need to work hard. You need to realize that education will lead you to success. You need to do well, and you most definitely need to go to school." As a 5-year-old, I rolled my eyes and with a disgusted face just kept on walking. But what I realize now is that this was the moment where it all began. This was the moment where my mom taught me that in order to succeed and attain beautiful opportunities, I would need to work hard. This was the moment where my mom showed me a glimpse of the train tracks that she and my dad had in mind. This conversation, although initially dismissed, taught me that I would need to begin my journey and take a step closer to the opportunities that were ahead of me. I would need to begin to dream big. The American dream does not only apply to immigrants like my parents or first generations like me. Instead, it applies to everyone sitting here today. Each of us has cultivated our own dream in which we strive for some sort of success. Whether our dreams consist of educating our future generations, finding the cure for cancer, or becoming the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, I know that each of us dream of a happy and successful life. Each of us has searched for different opportunities in order to grow and to come closer to our aspirations. From when we were 5 years old to today, we have been working endlessly to capture the picture-perfect dream that we have in mind. Our graduation today serves not as an end goal, but as a launching point that projects us closer to this dream that we are striving to attain. Standing here today, I hope that each and every one of us learns to be proud of our accomplishments, but I also hope that we see them as the beginnings of even greater things. Now that we're close to completing a monumental part of our lives, it is up to us to decide how this chapter will end and how the next will begin. I hope that everyone sitting here in front of me today realizes the importance of the train tracks that have led us here and the importance of that final destination. As we all depart from this one station, Lyman Hall, we will each be moving towards our own aspirations. The tracks that have brought us to this moment will diverge in various directions as we pursue our own versions of the American dream. From this moment on, we will begin to create our own train tracks, and we will surely encounter many obstacles along the way. Although at times we may doubt ourselves and stray away from our journey, it is so important to stay true to ourselves and the dreams that we aim to accomplish. Class of 2019, my heart is filled with gratitude for all the opportunities that are to come for each and every one of us. I am confident to say that in the face of all of life's twists and turns, we will rise.
Thank you, Ayesha. And at this time, our final student speaker, Brian Behrens, who's been selected to speak on behalf of the Varsity Scholars, will now deliver his speech. Just take it back to your seat.
Okay. Have a little water. Good evening. Throughout my years at Lyman Hall, one thing that I've learned to appreciate is the fun in finding the hidden gems of a place. By hidden gems, what I mean are the small things that are left undiscovered by time, serve as a fun little story that you share with your friends, or something that maybe just to you find interesting. Now, for example, if you go to the top of C Hall and you look in locker 444, you'll find the ancient and lost Holy Grail. Yes way. Now, while the Grail is just a sketch someone drew in their locker probably years ago, it's still something that I found to be fun and interesting. Another hidden gem is the mysterious ghost that keeps pulling the doors off the stalls in the boys' bathrooms, but on second thought, that might not be a hidden gem after all. What do you think, Corso? All right. It'll be his problem from now on. We're out of here in a little bit. But finding those hidden gems are what really make you appreciate a place. And while the hidden gems aren't always very important, they make a place important to you. I'll always remember finding the Holy Grail in freshman year while rushing to do my homework before biology class. And that's a small part of what makes my time at Lyman Hall important to me. Because that's what this whole thing is about. Finding what's important. Finding what's important to you is something that you'll be doing for a very long time. So the trick is to find a few things that make you who you are. It's specialization. Finding what you want to do and doing it. Making that one or those couple things a part of you. Really becoming involved with something so much that you make it a part of your name. Like, I'm Brian Behrens, and I can't get enough of mathematics. Or, I'm Larry Mordarski, and I've gone to more Patriots games and field trips than I can count. Had to throw a couple jabs in, Larry. Sorry. But it's more than what do you want to do when you grow up. It doesn't have to be your job necessarily. It can be a hobby or a sport you play on the weekends or even a place that you go all the time. Find your niche, your sport, your place, your hobby, your work, your whatever that you really love to do and make it a part of you. Find your focus. It's the whole point of being young. We've got to try new things, find more gems, and mold ourselves into good, functioning people. As we get older, life will become more complex. So learning how to focus on what's important will become vital. With this great opportunity, I wanted to talk so much more, but I know Mendo's as eager to get up here as he is to call snow days, so had to keep it brief. But no, hidden gems can grow within you to become something greater. But sometimes, those little things turn out to be clutter. Differentiating the small stuff from the hidden gems can be a difficult yet important task. Ever since I was young, when I would break my Lego set or drop my muffin or get a bad grade on a test, my dad would always come to me and he'd tell me, don't sweat the small stuff. As a child, it probably took a little bit more than that to calm me down, but nowadays I've really taken to heart what he's talking about. Everyday life comes with a million different little interruptions and complications, so if you worry about every single little thing, you won't get anything important done. Focus on the important, the big stuff. Life's about focusing on what you find to be important. Get out there in the world and find your focus. So, when you break that heirloom dish your grandmother gave you, or lose some money on a bad stock, or maybe say something that you shouldn't have to a friend, just remember that it'll be all right. Sun's going to rise tomorrow morning, it'll set tomorrow night, the grass will stay green, the clouds will stay white. Focus on what's big and true and make those hidden gems into a foundation, and that'll be enough. No matter how hard it gets, because life can be tough, don't sweat the small stuff, because it's all small stuff. Thank you.
I feel like there must have been a lot of dropped muffins in order to make it into your graduation speech. To recognize our seniors that have chosen to join the military tonight, I'd like to introduce Mr. Chet Miller.
Good evening, and it is that. We got a beautiful one. Well, first, let me say congratulations to all of the graduates of Lyman Hall, the class of 2019. I wish you all the success in achieving your goals and your dreams. Today, though, I'm here to recognize those among you who have chosen a path that I feel is important to us all. They have decided to serve their country in our military service, not only to protect us, but to assure the preservations of the freedoms that we hold so dear. I'm going to ask the graduates to stand when I announce their name and remain standing. And I ask the audience to please hold your applause. Michael Sargent, U.S. Army. Matthew Hilbert, U.S. Coast Guard. And not the last, Samantha Gross, U.S. Air Force. Now, I'm going to ask you to please remove your caps, turn around, and face that audience so you can see your smiling faces. Okay, guys, let's turn around. I can tell you this. Pretty soon you're going to have a lot shorter hair, all of you. Also, go ahead and sit down now. I'd also like at this time to have everybody, man or woman, who has served in the military forces stand and be recognized. Thank you all for your service. To these new recruits, I say take advantage of all the opportunities that are available to you in the military, opportunities for advancement, and to learn new skills, as well as educational courses. I recently met a young lady that I recognized at a graduation a few years ago here, who showed me a very new self-confidence and focus, greater than she certainly had when she was just a graduate from high school. She completed 4 years in the Air Force. She came home and attended Quinnipiac University on a free ride, thanks to Uncle Sam. And now she's just graduated from Quinnipiac and has applied to be a field agent with the FBI. So besides educational opportunities while serving in the new GI Bill, I also note that the pay is a lot better than the $36 a month I got when I was serving, or even better than the $155 a month I received when I was a senior petty officer. I think it's even better than I make as Registrar of Voters. Mr. Cervoni, can we adjust the budget, please? They say that an enlistee is someone who writes a check to the people of the United States for anything, up to and including their life. I believe they do so because they know freedom is not free. I know how difficult it is to understand and to remember, if all you've done is read about history and not lived through it like I have. I was 5.5 years old when I heard the radio that the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. And I was almost 8 on D-Day when many of the greatest generation began the final defeat of our enemies and the greatest threat to freedom that we've ever had in this world. I served in the Navy shortly after Korea and into the beginning of Vietnam. And even you graduates are probably too young to remember exactly where you were on September 11, 2011, but I can. I will never forget that those people who have served, nor those that have given their lives for us and our freedoms. A few years ago, there was a teacher, Martha Cothran was her name, at a high school in Little Rock, Arkansas. She taught a lesson because she understood what these young people are about to do. With permission from her principal and her superintendent, she removed all the desks from her classroom. When her first class entered, they asked, "Where are our desks?" She replied, "You may have a desk when you can tell me how your right to that desk was earned." First answer was, "By our grades." "No," she said. "By our behavior." "No, no." And so the classes came and they went. First, second, third period, and on through the day. Students started calling their parents to tell them what was happening. And by early afternoon, TV crews were at the school. They were wondering, what was this crazy teacher who'd removed all the desks from her classroom thinking? So the final period came, and still the question had not been answered. She said, "Now, I'll tell you how it was earned." She went to her classroom door. She opened it, and 27 veterans, all in uniform, entered, each carrying a school desk. They placed the desks in rows and then stood along the walls. She said, "You didn't earn the right to sit at those desks. Veterans paid the price for it by serving in the armed forces, protecting our freedoms." She explained that her dad had been a World War II prisoner of war and had recently passed. She said that those who served there have interrupted their education, their careers, and their lives, and some have even given their lives. They paid the price so that you could have the freedom to get an education. Don't ever forget it. She understood and remembered what she had lived through, that we as a people and a nation must never forget those who have served, nor can we shirk our responsibility to defend and advance the cause of freedom, as well as the many rights that we enjoy. The cost already paid has been too high to allow it to happen again. That year, Mrs. Cothran was Arkansas's Teacher of the Year. I want to thank these young people and those at She and High who are about to now go on to serve our nation and carry on the responsibility of protecting us and our freedoms. I thank God that there are still courageous people willing to do this. May it ever be so. I wish each of you Godspeed and a safe return. God bless you and watch over you. And thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. To offer congratulations from the Wallingford Board of Education, please welcome Mrs. Roxanne McKay.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Yeah? Are you doing good? Good. I'm glad to hear that. So on behalf of the Wallingford Board of Education, it is my pleasure to congratulate the students, parents, family members, friends, and faculty who are here this evening participating in the 2019 Lyman Hall High School graduation. I also would like to reintroduce the board members that are here, as well as Kathy Castelli and Pat Reynolds. So when I was reflecting on what my speech was going to be like, I was led to a quote from Ellen DeGeneres that really sums it up for me. Quote, "The definition of success changes. Success is to live with integrity and not to give in to peer pressure to be something you're not. Follow your passion, Stay true to yourself. Never follow someone else's path. Unless you're in the woods and you're lost and you see a path, by all means take it. End of quote. I feel there's so much pressure on our youth today to know exactly what you want to do for the rest of your life by the age of 18, when in reality, many of you graduating today probably will change your course of direction many times. This is absolutely fine, as long as you live your life with integrity and honesty, and probably a little sense of humor will help along the way. You will zig and you will zag along the bumpy road called life. Just try once in a while to live in the moment and appreciate the many gifts you possess, and have gratitude for your family, friends, and the very essence of the gift of life. To the 2019 graduates, tonight I wish you success, happiness, and good health throughout your life. Best wishes.
Thank you, Mrs. McKay. To bring greetings from the town of Wallingford, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Vincent Cervoni from the Wallingford Town Council.
Well, good evening. So I'm here from Town Hall to congratulate you members of the class of 2019 and to your families, all the hard work you've done to bring you here today. I do want to start by acknowledging my fellow town councilor who's here tonight on stage, Councilor Gina Morgenstein, and I understand Councilor Vinnie Testa is here in some capacity as well. So I'm bringing you greetings from Town Hall. Across town at Sheehan, the mayor's doing the same thing, and I'm going to start by begging your forgiveness for two reasons. First of all, the mayor is going to do what he does a cappella, and I have brought my training wheels. Second of all, the mayor's going to pick something contemporary, something that's probably been on pop radio recently, and forgive me, I don't know that stuff. I've been told that I play guitar like an African-American man from the 50s or 60s. But I did look for musical inspiration, and I think that your student speakers tonight kind of confirmed what I was thinking about. Eric started off talking to you about how to be something harmonious. And then Ayesha got up and she talked about how tonight is your launch. It's the beginning. This is commencement. It's the beginning of your greatness. And then Brian got up and he basically told you to get over it. So, my inspiration comes from a song that was released in 1999. I changed the words a little bit to have something to do with what's going on tonight. But when Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters released this song, it was an inspiration to me, and I hope it will be to you. Run and tell all the Trojans it's graduation night. We're through with grades and levels, we finally got things right. Gonna start a new revolution, it's time to say goodbye. You celebrate laughing, and now it's time to fly. And I'm looking to the sky to save me, looking to find new life, looking to the future where everything is bright. I'm looking for graduation, don't want to see anyone crying. Goodbye Lyman Hall, I've learned to fly. Done with nurses and papers, we finally got it right. Don't give it all away, succeed, don't just try. We'll live happily ever intentions that everything's alright. And I'm looking to the sky to save me, starting a brand new life. Looking to the future where everything is bright. I'm looking for a graduation. Don't want to see anyone crying. Goodbye, Lyman Hall, I've learned to fly. Goodbye, Lyman Hall, I've learned to fly. Goodbye, Lyman Hall, I've learned to fly. Congratulations, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Savoni. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Salvatore Menzo, Superintendent of Schools.
Wow, what a night. Eric, Ayesha, Brian, I didn't know I was going to get roasted in your speech, but that's okay. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. Tonight's all about you. And there are so many amazing things that you've accomplished. So many things that make you unique. As Eric said, he and I spoke, and I'm just so impressed by all of you. And there's a quote by Winston Churchill who said that be yourself and be the best you because everyone else is taken. And the fact is, you've accomplished that. You are the best yous. But I need to have you guys get involved with this a little tonight. So I need your help. So the fact is that there are so many things you've accomplished that many people here do not know about. So what I want to do is I want to share with you before we really get into it, is I want to ask you a question. And if it's something that you've done, I want you to stand up and say, this is me. Okay? You got that? Pretty easy. All right, so I am a varsity scholar. Varsity scholar. What do you say? All right. Please sit down. I'm in the National Honor Society. All right. Fantastic. I am in our Ag Science program that is second to none in this country. Thank you. I have helped feed Dr. Menzo several times at the cook's table. All right. I am a member of the state championship hockey team. I am one of a set of triplets. I have performed in a musical, band, concert, whatever it may be in the arts at Lyman Hall. I have achieved the distinction of receiving the seal of biliteracy from the state of Connecticut. I have come to Wallingford not knowing English, but now am well-versed and ready to take on the rest of the world. I know there's a couple. We said it on the bus day. I went to the elementary schools today to share my excitement with the elementary students. Please stand. Excellent. And thank you for that. So there's so many things, so many accomplishments, so many proud moments that you've all achieved, that you all have, that you need to take and build on from here. As Eric, Ayesha, and Brian said, there's so much along the way. Your journey is just beginning. It is my hope that you come back to Wallingford. It's a great place. I've been here 10 years. It is a great place to grow, to be able to be successful, and appreciate it. So as you leave, wherever you're going, you know and you need to know this is your home. So what I have, and I'm going to leave the stage now, and that's the cue for somebody. I'm going to ask for several people to come up and help me say goodbye to you. So I just want to say thank you, and these classmates are going to help me say goodbye to you.
Okay. Ready? It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
So let the light guide your way. Hold every memory as we go, and every road you take will always lead you home.
It's been a long day without you, my friends, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we begin, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. One more time with the graduating class of 2019. It's been a long day.
Tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
You guys are great. Thank you so much. Now that Mrs. Duda could breathe again. Everybody was nervous that I was going to do something really, really crazy and disruptive. That's not within my personality, is it? No, at all. Never. I meant to ask one more question. Please stand if you have ever tweeted at me about the weather. Thank you, Brian. Thank you very, very much. So, with that said, it is my distinct honor to introduce the class. So may I have the members of the class of 2019, by the power vested in me by the Board of Education of Wallingford Public School District, I award you your diplomas.
Oh, this side's up. I am pleased to begin the awarding of our diplomas. Eric Thomas Lipka, Class President, Varsity Scholar, and National Honor Society. Ayesha Khan, Class Vice President, Varsity Scholar, and National Honor Society. Carly Rose Jacobs, Class Secretary, Varsity Scholar, National Honor Society, and the Seal of Biliteracy. Alexis Rodriguez, Class Treasurer, National Honor Society. Brian Edward Behrens, Varsity Scholar, Seal of Biliteracy, and this year's class valedictorian. Haley Elizabeth Abadi, Varsity Scholar and Seal of Biliteracy. Nicole Claudette Albert. Alyssa Bell Arroyo. Antonio Luis Ayala. Faith Vanessa Barbieri, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Santiago Emmanuel Barragan Murillo. Ethan Aaron Barcheski. Milana Rose Bartolome. Jacob James Marcel Serena Belmere, Varsity Scholar. Nicholas Anthony Burdicap, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Sarah Elizabeth Beveridge, National Honor Society. Hannah Therese Blanchard. Julia Grace Blanchard. Haley Elizabeth Blyer. Eliana Marie Bonilla. Jessica Loretta Boucher. Anastasia Iola Bradley, National Honor Society and Seal of Biliteracy. Angela Broadway, Varsity Scholar and Seal of Biliteracy. Madison Page Bruzy. Lillian Rose Butler. Elijah Michael Carbone. Olivia Felicia Celentano. Jared Anthony Cervero. Joseph Mario Chassie. Thomas Edward Clark. Mackenzie Brayton Clunan. Christiana Faith Calello. Antonio Michael Collins Evans. Perry Jenna Combs. Caroline Rose Comstock. Lauren Ann Condon. Carissa B. Connolly. Salvatore Biagio Cosentino. Olivia Rose Courtmarch, National Honor Society. Cheyenne Marie Cox. Anthony James Cretella. Quinn Christopher Crowther. James Thomas Simbola. Ryan Matthew DeCunto. Chloe A. Davis. Colin Matthew DeBase, Seal of Biliteracy. Nathan Roger DaCosta. Kira Elise De Leon, National Honor Society. Ryan Robert Deming. Meredith Rose DeNegris, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Bianca DeSimone. Kayla Annette Diglio. Aurelio Dominguez. Janira Margarita Dominguez. Jose Guadalupe Dominguez. Ricardo Dominguez. Lydia Ray Donnelly. Joshua Francis Dontigny. Christina Elizabeth Driscoll, National Honor Society. Louis Gregory Ferry. Corey Robert Flynn, Seal of Biliteracy. Adam John Paul Focaretto. Angela Beatrice Focaretto. Griffin Douglas Formansky. John David Forster. Madeline C. Fortier. Megan Lee Fowler, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Ana Guadalupe Garcia Martinez, Seal of Biliteracy. Ana Sofia Garcia, Seal of Biliteracy. Iran Garcia, National Honor Society and Seal of Biliteracy. Luis Salvatore Garcia. Maya Garcia. Jeffrey Robert Giametti. Chelsea Madeline Giannini, National Honor Society. Haley Elizabeth Gibbs. Jeffrey Zion Glazier. Al Ivan Gomez. Callan Pesca Gonzalez, Varsity Scholar. Sebastian Alexander Gonzalez Ortiz, Seal of Biliteracy. Paige Caroline Gorey, National Honor Society. Hamilton Charles Gray. Samantha Lee Gross. Justin Enrique Gadet. Isabel Shuley Andrea Haberly, Varsity Scholar. Emmanuel Hernandez, Seal of Biliteracy. Erin Lynn Hickman, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Matthew Joseph Hilbert. Robin Nicole Honyatsky, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Andrew John Horobin, National Honor Society. Luke William Horobin, National Honor Society. Zachary Sean Horobin, National Honor Society. Megan Elizabeth Hosking. Olivia Delaney Jameson, National Honor Society. Hei Du Zhang. Kadeem McKean Johnson. Christopher Angel Crespo Johnson. Preston Carncy Joyner. Alicia Sky Jones, National Honor Society and Seal of Biliteracy. Riley Margaret Keating. Sarvanez Keshavaris, Seal of Biliteracy. Emily Rose Keselowski. Mina Kella. Zachary Sanford Kaiser. Good job, buddy. Raymond Brian Niffen. Sydney Rose Korchman, National Honor Society. Chandler John Kriske. Blake Alexander Kunst, National Honor Society. Jason Leonard Larson. Stephanie Gabriela Lebediva Lopez, Seal of Biliteracy. Mariah Araceli Leon Lopez. Krista Sybil Lessing, Varsity Scholar. Alexander Michael Libby. Catherine Ann Ligori. Kaylee Nicole Lipka, Varsity Scholar, National Honor Society, and this year's salutatorian. Lindsay Taylor Lipka, National Honor Society. Brendan Daniel Lohman. Jamie Lamento. Christopher Lucero. Teresa Maraid Lynch. Jacob Giuliano Lynn. Austin Stewart Manicone. Brennan Frederick Mansfield. Zachary Alexander Markey Guasp. Brian Gil Martin. Natalie Ray Martinez. Samantha Suke Martinez. Tatiana Marlene Martinez. Isabella Rose Matarazzo, National Honor Society. Sydney Douglas Maudie IV. Finley Iris McBride. Molly McCall. Alyssa Rose McComb. Avery Page McGovern. Christian Daniel Mendez. Desmond Joseph Mendez. Michael Brian Mendez. Megan Grace Metzger, Varsity Scholar, National Honor Society, and the Seal of Biliteracy. Kevin Xavier Morales, Seal of Biliteracy. Nicholas Robert Moran. Brandon Ivan Moreno. Nicholas Robert Muscatelli. Nicholas Edward Mottmans, National Honor Society. Sydney Rena Munger. Rafaela Rose Nastri, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Matush Nebrovstovsky. Ryan Christopher Nemick. Hartney Freeman Soyun Niles. Sydney Nielsen. Jeremiah Thomas Nugent. Matthew Harry O'Boyle, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Jameson Michael O'Connell. Aiden James O'Malley. Jana Bianca Onofrio. Drew Alex Oros. Michelle Orozco. Eduardo Pacheco. We're waiting on you, buddy. Alexander Joseph Palermo. Connie Lynn Paolillo. Joseph Louis Paolillo III. Furkan Parkal. Connor Michael Parenti. Ayushi Patel, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Jason Gabriel Pestana. Jessica Lynn Pitts. Donald Stephen Perazzo. Krista Rose Powell, Varsity Scholar. Nathan Joseph Purcell. Paige Nicole Quinto. Jacob Everett Rainey. Adasia Lee Rashba. Cameron Ryder Regan, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Michael Ian Riley. Leonardo Reyes. Vanessa Carmelina Riccitelli. Mariela Rivera. Rebecca Marie Robles, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Oliver Rockler. Giovanni Alejandro Rodriguez. Luis Angel Rodriguez. Ania G. Rogers. Rachel Julia Ruggiero, Varsity Scholar. Austin Lewis Ruiz. Carlito Ruiz. Christopher Patrick Rotolo. Nicholas Ryan Rotolo. Michael Anthony Ritigliano. Griffin Eric Rouse. Jacob Michael Sands. Michael William Sargent. Kaylin Elizabeth Schmidt, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Catherine Ann Schmidt, Varsity Scholar. Brian Henry Schnackenberg. Samantha Ann Shaddis. Riley Morgan Shortell, Varsity Scholar and National Honor Society. Alfonso Solis. Grace Patricia Solomon. David Michael Spence, Varsity Scholar. Garrett Stancuna. Isabel Rose Stoic. Tyler James Stoic, Seal of Biliteracy. Robert Bruce Syme. Trevor Armando Terzi. Ayaka Maggie Tetrol, Seal of Biliteracy. Erica Kazama Tetrol, National Honor Society. Sarah Elizabeth Throm. Justin Allen Tomaszewski. Gabriella Mackenzie Torlish. Matthew Isaiah Torres. Brennan Andrew Toussaint, Varsity Scholar. Morgan Renee Toscano. Grace T. Kim Valentine, National Honor Society. Mia Angelina Varney. Amari Vaughn. Elizabeth Fawn Vecchio. Bianca Alexis Vega. Denise Velez Suniga. Gregorio Venegas, Seal of Biliteracy. Katarina I. Wall. Hannah Weaver. Erica Lindsay West. Madison Elizabeth Whalen. Rebecca Lynn Williams. Zachariah Richard Wilansky. Nicholas Morgan Zelai, National Honor Society. The following students will receive their diplomas in absentia: Alicia Nicole Aravalo, Trey Egan Fichera, Wasim Faris Hobain, and Tagger Colby LaMarche.
Let's see. Sorry, just making sure we had the page this time. Let's see. Mr. Corso, on behalf of the class of 2019, and in celebration of our town's upcoming 350th anniversary, we will be donating books about Wallingford's history to the school library.
All right. Tonight we are assembled to honor and recognize the accomplishments of our Lyman Hall High School's graduating class of 2019. That one was for you, Mr. Acabo. And there were many. From individual and team success on the athletic fields, our very first hockey state championship, and a powerful performance that kept the Powder Puff Trophy right where it belongs, here in the halls at Lyman Hall. Our amazing band and choir performances, our wonderful Peter Pan production, and 64 students graduating with honors distinction. I have so many memories of this class over the past few years, from my son Matthew asking me for a Kaiser jersey, which maybe someday we'll be able to get him, Kaiser, keep it up, to my daily conversations about the New York Giants with Chris Rotolo. Each and every one of you should be honored and proud to be associated with the class of 2019. Just adding a little bit to my speech, this year was the first time we ever toured our elementary schools. We had just over 30 graduates walk through each of the 4 elementary schools here on this side of town. And it was amazing to see our current graduates walk next to our future graduates, the excitement in their faces, and I really think our graduates got more out of it than they thought they would. Watching them hug some of their teachers that had affected their lives so many years ago was really a remarkable event, and I look forward to continue doing it. You've been asked over the past few months to make many decisions that will affect your future, including where to study, how much you will invest in your higher education, whether to enter the service or the world of work. These decisions you make will have an impact on you and those who love and support you. And now, as you stand on the precipice of adulthood, my advice to you is to always strive for greatness. July 16th, 4 weeks from now, will mark the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 landing on the surface of the moon. This incredible technological achievement for our country and for the human race was also a triumph of imagination. Like 1969, 2019 is a time of rapid change. And as graduates of the class of 2019, you will face your fair share of challenges and opportunities. Throughout your lives, you'll be faced with choices. Never sacrifice what you want most for what you want in the moment. The easy road leads to many poor decisions and a lot of regrets. The hard road is filled with challenges, failure, success, and happiness. If you look back at your 4 years at Lyman Hall High School and say those were the best 4 years of your life, and I repeat this speech often, then we have failed you. When you're 40 years old, and trust me, that comes up a lot faster than you think it will, you look back at your education and your experience at Lyman Hall, and you should realize that high school was not the best 4 years of your life. Rather, let Lyman Hall be the springboard that propels you into adulthood as a prepared learner, trusted friend, and responsible moral citizen. Let the memories of your favorite teacher inspire you to do for others as they had done for you. Let the experience of a failing grade make you dig in and work harder the next time. Let your wins and losses on our fields and courts teach you the value of hard work, determination, teamwork, grace, and dignity. Let the applause of the audience instill an enduring appreciation for the performing arts. Let the friendships you have made become your lifelong support system, but do not let Lyman Hall be the best 4 years of your life. To all the proud parents and family members in the audience tonight, I urge you to continue to encourage and support your graduates as they embark on the next part of their journey. And finally, I'd like to thank all the administrators, teachers, coaches, and other faculty members who have challenged our graduates over the years. Through your guidance, direction, and insistence, you have helped these graduates become smarter, stronger, and attain more than they might have otherwise achieved. Congratulations, Lyman Hall High School. Congratulations to our graduates of the class of 2019 and to the families that loved and supported you during these important years. Good luck and best wishes. Best wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the graduating class of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out tonight. This concludes our ceremony, and congratulations again to all of our graduates.